Alright guys, welcome to the third quick video. This one's going to be about gears and how they correspond with your internal skills. So, when you want to make a build, you want to choose pretty much whether you're going to be yin, yang, or tai chi, and whether your skills are going to be external or internal. So, if you're wearing yin, there's a good chance you're probably going to be internal. Tai chi is more on the internal side in my opinion, but can also be used in external skills. You can Tai Chi is kind of the both kind of thing, but I think it weighs more on the internal side. Yang is very external, but like I said, depending on the build you make, you can mix and match these things to a point. So, the thing about getting gear is you never want to buy an item that looks like this. If it has nothing on it, that means it can be any of the above. It could be yin, yang, tai chi. And you really don't want to spend the money going back and trying to re-roll which attribute you want it to be. You want to buy gears that already have stuff on them. Things like the first one will say yang, it'll say yin or tai chi. Normally they're only upgraded once so that you know what you're getting and you can upgrade it further from there. Most people will buy at class 3, that way it's the cheapest and they can get the cheaper upgrading materials, and then upgrade the class. You upgrade the class by using gold thread powder with a high quality item, or you can use jade powder and the high quality jade. These cost 250 unbound liang. These cost 150 unbound liang. So make sure you're ready to go through the process when you're ready. These will bring you up by one class up to class 7. We'll talk more about class 6 and class 7 later because you require extra items to do that, and we'll talk about swords and the actual attributes after. So go to your internal skill. For example, you can see at the bottom there, the mouse recording should show it, has the increased damage by yin and softness attributes by 20%. Now, you can also see that it increases the tai chi by 16%. You want to look at the one that gives 20% because your gear will not work if it's the opposite. So if I have a yin softness inner, I need to have yin gear. And if I look at the Royal Guards, they have a yang inner, so I'll need to use yang gear. You can easily tell this stuff by looking at your gear, and if the yin is yellow, that means that it's currently active and you're using a yin inner. However, if I go to my yang gear, it's all in red. So it will not correspond with the current inner I'm using. You really want to know what kind of build you're going to make before you get your gear. If you're going to be yin, yang, tai chi, you can always change the way I did in the middle, and now I have 2 sets of gear. But you really want to know what you want for your first one. And say, for example, you're in Shaolin right now, and you've decided that you're going to betray Shaolin. If you join another school that doesn't have a yang inner, there's a good chance your gear is not going to work for you anymore. So make sure you know what you want to do and what kind of inner you're probably going to be using in the end. It's very important to make sure you do that. Now there's other kinds of gear here. See how these have many different external parry buffs. These have skill percentages. There are some that will have a full set of external parry, but to my knowledge it's a lot more common to find these with the skills. And also, here we have a sword that has percentages. When you first buy a sword, you can tell if it's going to get this or not. If you look over at this sword, for example, it requires sharpening from a chef. That means it's going to be weapon damage or defense break ability times 6. It'll have 6 of those attributes. But if the first thing you see is forged by a blacksmith, it means it's going to have the percentages. This skill will be completely random. If it corresponds with the skill you're using, it can be very good, but you can also re-roll that in the future for a fee. Very random, there's lots of skills out there, so many people just get chef. And this, for example, is a cook claw, so you can tell it has tons of weapon damage and defense breaking, where this has the 3 and 3. These aren't bad swords. For example, I use Curled Branch. It took me a few rerolls to get it, but luckily it didn't take too long. It didn't spend my whole bank. And they can be used just as well as a cook sword. but if I had a cook sword, I would have more extra weapon damage on skills other than curled branch. So you really want to look into that. You want to know what kind of inner you're going to use, and it all corresponds with your gear. It all helps a tremendous amount and will help you in the future. I'll be making another video based on what kind of build you're going to make and how you can get the most damage out of your character. There's going to be weapon manual videos coming and many others. Thanks for watching. This is going to be the last video that I upload for today, and we'll see the responses. Thank you.